So something I don't talk about on this channel a lot is collections. I do collect. I am a private collector. I collect Chuck E. Cheese stuff. I collect lighting. I even collect arcade games. But the one thing I don't talk about very much is I do collect McDonald's stuff as well. And I've gotten a few things over the years from like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. But the thing I got for you today is very, very special and very unique. Because you don't really get to see these very often in this condition.
Yep, we're bringing you back to the early 2000s.
This particular display piece is now 26 years old. And to give the backstory, there were two different versions of this. And we're going to start with this. The free floor standing display.
Let's start where you usually see these particular versions.
You would have these in like your McDonald's, Walmarts, or your bigger locations. So essentially what would happen is these would be right in front, right near the counter. These would be on display. I actually remember these as a kid. I admit, these did freak me out. But they would have these on display right in front so you could see, so that way if you wanted to buy a Happy Meal, you can see what the options were. And it's pretty heavy duty. Like, I'm impressed by it. Like, I literally picked this up today, you know, and I remember seeing these as a kid. I didn't remember how sturdy it was, but it's pretty solid. Now, back in the early 2000s, Ronald changed his style, not just in the Wacky Adventures, but he also changed his style in the commercials as well. And so, back in the 90s, they had these Happy Meal displays, and a lot of the posters they had for the Play Place, they were all animated. And they weren't like this. And so, they had two different cutouts, the tall standing version or the half version. And then in the early 2000s, when they did Ronald and gave him a complete makeover, they made a new merchandiser, which is this. So basically what you have is 4 different pieces. So what they did with this is they pretty much gave it a bigger case with a yellow outline. They gave it a red base, and of course they have a cutout of Ronald, which they've had before. But since they were redoing a lot, and we have the technology to do it now, they pretty much made a life-size cutout. They made a life-size cutout of Ronald himself. And of course you would have a little display here which moves and it shows you what they have in store, or they could be something generic like this. And like I said before, I remember seeing this as a kid. I don't remember it being this small, and I don't remember like these little rivets holding it in. So this must have been like an earlier version, because I remember it being more 3D. So if someone can confirm that, let me know in the comments below. I was actually talking about this with the guy I got this from. Like, I remember it being bigger, but when you're a kid, like, and you're like that tall, it's freaking huge to you. But anyways, so what essentially it would be is you would have your toys in here, and so you have this little latch, and a latch right here, and you can open it up, and you can just put in your displays, and then also put in your little card. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty simple to build. And I'm amazed at like how child-proof it was, especially for back then. Latch. Cut the camera. So just, it's kind of unusual, it's weird, because I never envisioned myself owning one of these, and I've always wanted one. And I actually made one in high school, or middle school, whatever time it was, but it all blends in. Anyway, but I was really excited to get this. But there was another version of this particular merchandiser, the wall-mounted version. And you're probably expecting a picture, which is a little bit more rare, but I can do better than that.
I was fortunate enough over the years to gather a few pieces to recreate this version.
These are a little bit more rare to come by. These were basically for your smaller stores and the ones who couldn't have the space for the standing version. And they had some of these at like your gas station, McDonald's, or the smaller stores, or the older ones that didn't have a lot of floor space. So they would put these in instead. Some they would just put it close to the counter, and some they would put it on the wall of the counter. I actually remembered these. But I will say this. This is the first time, I think in history, that these two displays have been in the exact same room. So this is pretty special.
And there's another thing to keep in mind too. A lot of these displays and artwork are not very well documented, and there's not a lot of these left.
But of course, when you get one of these, you actually get this manual on how to install it. And yes, I actually do have these. Of course, they're the same principle, just wherever you place them. And of course, they give you the instructions of how to pretty much put these things together. But of course, I mean, there are a few differences when it comes to these on how you install it. Because on this particular one, you have like these brackets that install on the side, and then on this one, you install it from the top with different hardware. The other thing too is that these cases are exactly the same. The only difference is this one does not have like a back cover like this one, because this one was meant to be mounted on the wall and this one was meant to be on the stand. But no matter which one you had, you can just swap them if you wanted to and just do whatever you needed. Because I can literally see the mounting point there. And then I can literally see it there. Like it's just covered by a back panel. It's crazy. But the other thing too, whoever preserved this one, like I bought everything together, but whoever preserved it, they did a great job. This was a pain because this cutout is so rare, but this was actually brand new. This was never even used. So I paired the two together when I got them, because I got these first, and then I actually just got these two today. It's blowing my mind. It really is. But there is one thing I do need to do, because this is the first time I've actually got both of them in my hands. I want to see how it compares to the one I made back when I was younger, because I never really pictured myself being able to own one of these. I'm extremely grateful I have both now, but I want to see how it compares. How well did I recreate this?
I've been waiting for this moment for more than 10 years. So when I finally got to have these two side by side, I was beyond excited.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, like I made this back when I was in middle school, okay? So I know there's like a few imperfections, so do not judge me. I mean, I was not that far off. I mean, I don't think I was that far off. I mean, I know that's square, that's more like angled base. This is square and straight, this is more curved. This was too tall, but I hand painted it. And I got some kind of different cutout, so, but I didn't give him much of an outline like this one. Man. I got the red dots correct, but this one's weirder than that one. Instead of the latch, I got screws, and this is also screwed down. I've also got Ronald screwed down, so I kind of got that correct. So I don't have beams like this one, and there's no screws sticking out like this one. Oh god, this is too funny. Like, this is so wholesome right now. Oh, you know, because I compared this case to the freestanding wall-mounted one over there, but I've never had these two side by side. This is genuinely the first time today. Oh god. But I think it just shows like how special this stuff is to me. It's like, it represents something for me that I can't even describe to you. I feel crazy, and most people look at me crazy, like this stuff is like crazy to look at. It's unsettling, and I mean, for some people it probably is, but I love collecting this kind of stuff. It's very special to me. I can't describe it more than that. But just to see these two side by side of something that I created and something that was originally made by them, you know, and seeing how close I got, that's pretty special. The other thing, which one do I prefer? I actually like them both because it really represents. I mean, I was terrified of both of them, don't get me wrong. I mean, but that kind of started my love for like McDonald's history and all that. They're both really special and they represent a piece of my childhood that I have left. These both play an important part in history, and this is one of the last few Ronald McDonald pieces from, at least from my childhood, you actually get to see nowadays.
But I am very much glad that these kind of pieces can be preserved. And with that done, there was one thing left to do.
I was actually hungry.
As just as I was about to begin eating, I feel like I've had a realization. I feel like I fell for something.
Oh, damn! Not a sponsor.